Yeah. Airplane mode. Yeah, yeah. Notifications start through my screen. I don't open them, I just see nothing in there feels immediate. Nothing calling me. Yeah. Afternoon light through the blinds hits the floor, doesn't rush. Whole day already halfway gone and I didn't touch much. I'm not hiding, I'm just off, that's the difference I learned. Some hours don't want replies, they want space in return. I slide the switch, let it go, no sound, no reach. This call that a day feels better out of reach. I've answered enough for today. Said yes, said sure, said okay. Now my voice needs a break even from myself. Clock keeps moving, I don't check. Time works fine without me. Sun's doing its something, I let it be. Yeah. Now everything's urgent, even if it looks that way. This afternoon doesn't need me, so I'm staying disengaged. I'm still here, still breathing, just unavailable. Like the sky when the plane cuts through, unreachable but visible. Airplane mode, afternoon, no signal getting through. Nothing broken, nothing wrong, just choosing not to move. Airplane mode, afternoon, yeah, yeah, that's the truth. If it matters, it can wait. If it doesn't, it don't move, yeah. I'm not calling this escape, this more like a pause. Like letting the echo fade before the next call. Dark settle and then I chased ideas come and go. I don't hold on to any of them, I just let them show. This hour doesn't need a plan, doesn't need a name. It's just a quiet pocket in the middle of the day. Soon enough I'll turn it back on, rejoin the stream. But right now I like the silence more than being seen. Still the same world outside, still spinning fine. I'm just not here surrendering for a little time. No alerts, no tune, just this calm in the room. Yeah, airplane mode afternoon. Airplane mode afternoon. Feel softer on the skin. Morning light just settling in. Nothing special on the list. Still I wouldn't change a beat. Steps along the quiet street. Every breath a little sweet. Even shadows feel warm, like the calm before a storm. Coffee cooling by the sill. Time moving, but standing still. Little breeze across the day, carrying the gray away. This day tastes right down to the breeze I breathe. Nothing extra that I knew. This day tastes sweet. This day tastes sweet. Sunlight falling at my feet. Leaving silence feels complete. This day tastes sweet. This day tastes sweet. Oh, yeah, yeah. Kids laughing somewhere far. Bike wheels spinning past the car. Someone humming out of tune. Lazy middle afternoon. Leaves flicker in the light. Soft gold dancing in my side. Tiny moments passing through. Brighter than they used to. No big reason in the air. Just a feeling everywhere. Like the world leans slightly kind just this time. Maybe joy is in the air. Floating light without a care. Yeah, we don't ask you why it came, you just let it stay. Nothing heavy in the chest. Every breath feels like a rest. All the noise dissolves away. And the taste of day, this day tastes sweet. Even in the quiet beat, every corner of the street. This day tastes sweet. This day tastes sweet. Warm and easy, soft and neat, like a fruit that's perfectly ready to be. Some days the air itself is enough.
Mandarin mood today, nothing special on the way. Still the sunlight finds my face, and the whole day feels okay. Mandarin mood, soft glow, little sweetness moving slow. No big reason, I just know it's a Mandarin mood. Peel breaks open in my hands, tiny sparks of citrus in segments line like morning light. Simple kind of content, juice bright on my fingertips. Window halfway open wide, warm air drifting through the room. Quiet smile I can't hide. No brand news on my phone, no parade outside the street. Still the world feels lightly sweet, balanced and complete. Maybe joy's a smaller thing, soft as sunlight on the skin. You don't need a bigger tune, just a brighter afternoon. City humming far away, like a mellow background song. Curtain breathing with the wind, nothing rushing along. Citrus scent across the air, color glowing in the bowl. Little suns across the table, lighting up the soul. Sometimes days don't need a plot, no dramatic scene to prove. Just a quiet pulse of good, that's the move. Golden circles on the plate, light reflecting off the pill. Somehow everything aligns in a way you barely feel. No fireworks overhead, no loud story to conclude. Just the calm inside the room, golden Mandarin mood. Mandarin mood today, gentle sunshine in the way. Nothing heavy left to prove, just this Mandarin mood. Mandarin mood, bright hue, sweet and simple, clean and true. Little things begin to bloom in this Mandarin mood. One more slice and the day still tastes bright. Sun leaning sideways through the glass, dust in the light as hours pass. Shoes kicked off by the chair, warm air drifting everywhere. Street sound softened by the heat, lazy rhythm in the street. Summer for a radio tune, flowing through the afternoon. Light-hearted afternoon, nothing heavy in the room. Let the small breeze carry you. Light-hearted and slow. Let it go. Yeah, phone turned over on the desk. No messages I need to check. Sun on my arms, quiet chair. Simple calm in the air. I let every thought drift wide, like kites that sip outside. Some days you just step away, let the noise decay. Not forever, just a while. Time enough to breathe and smile. Somewhere in the golden hue, the day resets you. You don't solve the whole wide world in the middle of a swirl. Sometimes peace is just a space where the mind can slow its pace. Let the sunlight draw a line between a rush and quiet time. Just a pause before the night, holding light.
lighthearted afternoon sun across the room, nothing urgent coming through. Lighthearted afternoon, gentle as a tune, even silence feels in tune. Lighthearted afternoon. One more breath of golden air, and the moment cuts right there.
Yeah. You were talking, I was timing my breath, counting lights on the ceiling instead. Caught a word, then I lost the thread. Smiled right on cue like I always did. My head moved before my mind checked in. A reflex dressed up as discipline. I know that nod, I know it well. It's my cleanest way to exit a spell. I nodded without listening, like it meant the same thing. Automatic agreement, social oil in the machine. I nodded without listening, no signal, miss, no scene. Just muscle memory, doing what it seems. Yeah, you paused like you wanted a sign. I gave you one bar, not mine. Yeah, totally soft and thin, bought myself a little skin. I mastered the art of appearing there. Eyes engaged, mind elsewhere. Not rude, not distant, not gone. Just floating slightly off the song. It's not that I don't care, it's just easier this way. Some moments don't ask for presents, they just ask you not to break the frame. Yeah, I've learned where the beat should land, when to nod, when to raise a hand. The rhythm of being polite is quieter than being right. Sometimes listening takes more weight than I've got in my mental state. So I move my head, let it pass. Hope the moment doesn't ask me back. I nodded without listening, kept the peace intact. Didn't slow the conversation, didn't push it back. I nodded without listening, felt smooth, felt clean, like a practice response in a practice routine. There was a time I'd force my focus, stay sharp just to prove I noticed. Now I pick my battles light, save my hearing for another night. Not every word needs a home, some just wanna be shown that they landed somewhere near a face and not an ear. Maybe this is how we cope with too much sound, not enough space. A subtle yes to keep it moving while our thoughts take a break. If presence had a spectrum, I'm living in the gray. Not gone enough to disappear, not here enough to stay. Like you wrapped it up, seemed satisfied. I don't think I technically lied. I agreed with the tone, the speed, the shape of what you needed from me. Later on alone I thought about what you might have brought. Funny how it didn't stick. Guess then I was doing all the work. I nodded without listening, still knew when it was done. That's the trick of social gravity, you fall without the run. I nodded without listening, not proud, not mean, just another human move in a shared routine. Head moves slow, mind stays loose. Didn't hear, still approve. We didn't plant this chill, it just stayed like a light left on in a quiet place. No rush, no rush, no thrill, no words to say. We didn't plan this chill, it just stayed. City's breathing slow through an open window. Neon on your face, but we're laying low. Coffee getting cold, conversation thinner. Laughing at the space between now and dinner. No big talks, no future tense. Just shoes by the door, no common sense. I don't ask where this is going next. I kinda like the not knowing part best. Your jacket on my chair like it belongs. playlist stuck on half-forgotten songs. Minutes feel wide like they're stretched on purpose. Nothing to prove, nothing to service. If tomorrow shifts, I won't complain. Tonight feels easy, that's enough to stay. We're not building castles in the air, just leaning back and whatever's there. We didn't plan it, still land. It's just stay. No script, no scene, no role to play. No role to play. It's cool how calm can read. It's cool how calm. We didn't plan this chill. Yeah, it just stay. Yeah. Maybe comfort's just a quiet skill, knowing when to let the moment live. No sparks flying, no dramatic spin, just a subtle yes, we're settling. Street lights flicker like the tire too. Yeah. Same pace as me when I'm walking with you. If this fades out, I'm still okay. Some things don't need a reason to stay. I've chased the loud, I've chased the fast. This feels like something that might last. Not forever, just tonight. And honestly, that feels like we didn't plan it. Let's just stay. Just stay. Like a deep exhale, we never fade. Hey, that's the fate. No map, no name, no promise made. Yeah. We didn't plan this chill. Let's just stay. No home, no plans, no line. Just time, doing fine. No plans, no line. Just time. No home, no plans, no line. Just time, doing fine. No plans, no line. Yeah. Nobody really wanted to leave, yeah. Air still holding on to the heat. Party emptied out in waves, tail lights drifting through the haze. Someone laughing near the gate, trying hard to stretch the lane. Shopping carts against the curb, buzzing signs and distant birds. Summer sticking to the skin, like the night still wanted in. We stood talking by your car, not about anything hard, just little things that somehow stayed floating in the parking lot air. Nobody saying one last thing, nobody forcing meaning. Still the moment held its shape, like it knew not to break. Street lamp glow across your face, radio low, engine wait. Even silence had a groove, sitting there with me and you. Parking lot weather makes people stay too long, halfway leaving, halfway hoping. The night keeps hanging on. Parking lot weather, warm wind through the dark. Something about those in between places hits a little harder on the heart, yeah, yeah. Ice melting in paper cups, nobody really wrapping up. Conversation slowing down like tired songs still hanging around. You lean back against the door, said you kinda liked ignored. Little places after hours where nobody asked for more. I said maybe that's the trick, nothing trying to be big. Let the moment breathe enough to actually exist. And the asphalt held the heat long after sunset left the street. Like the night refused to cool until we finally moved. No dramatic final line, no call me when you get inside. Just the comfort of delay before the world resumes its pace. Every second stretching thin, like neither one of us gave in to ending what already felt good exactly as it was. Parking lot weather, neon humming overhead. Everything felt easier than what we usually said. Parking lot weather, late July and faded gold. Funny how the smallest moments can leave the strongest hold, yeah. Eventually somebody drove away, then another disappeared. The night got wider, quieter, till it was mostly air. Still we stayed another minute, maybe 2 or maybe 10. Not because there was a reason, just not ready for the end. Maybe connection lies strongest in the spaces before goodbye, where nobody owes a future. Still nobody wants to drive. Parking lot weather, street lights fading into dawn. No big story came from it, still the feeling carried on. Parking lot weather, windows down, slow goodbye, and somehow that unfinished moment still circles back sometimes. Yeah, car door closed, soft in the dark, heat rising off the ground. Parking lot weather, still hanging somewhere around. We were halfway talking when it happened. No countdown, no dramatic sign, just kinda slipped into it. Then you opened eyes unfocused, laughing more than staying on it. You said that sounds kinda good. I said yeah, probably should. No review and no compare, didn't need to get us there. Something in a loosened pace made the choice fall into place. Wait a night and pen in hand, like he knew before we did. Funny how the smallest move can feel accidentally lived. We were tired of optimizing, turning moments into trials. Sometimes overthinking steals the easy rhythm from the night. We picked it midway through the sentence, didn't even let it land. No big reason, no conviction, still it fit us better than the plan. Yeah, we picked it midway through the sentence, somehow that was right. Maybe some things work much better without trying to be wise. There's a peace inside momentum when you stop rehearsing outcomes. Every option starts to blur when you need too much from one. This just happened soft and easy, like the room had made the call. And for once I didn't need to control it all at all. Water shining in the light, conversations folding slow. Even waiting felt aligned, like nowhere else to go. Not surrender, not neglect, just enough trust to select. Some decisions breathe much better without pressure on their neck. Yeah, maybe life is mostly this, tiny leaps that barely register. You move first, then understand why it settled where it did. Not every road needs certainty, not every choice needs proof. Some things only show their shape after you move through. And if it misses by a little, that's still closer than before. Perfection keeps the body frozen, good enough opens the door. Yeah, we picked it midway through the sentence, half distracted, half aware. Still it landed like the evening knew exactly what belonged there. Yeah, we picked it midway through the sentence, no regret inside. Sometimes instinct wears the face of not trying too hard to be right. Plates went empty, music low, nobody rushed to leave. The way we got there didn't matter, only how it seemed to breathe. Yeah, picked it midway, no dramatic story left to tell, just one of those nights sway in a tired breeze. Coffee rings on the magazine. Neighbors talking down the hall like they got nowhere else to fall. The ceiling fan keeps lazy time turning circles through my mind. No ambition in the air, just enough to keep me there. Street lights waiting not to shine. Evening balance in the line between disappearing gold and another night unfolding. Nothing pulling at my sleeve, nothing asking me to leave. Windows glowing soft and low like they already know. Some days don't need to mean a thing, no dramatic awakening, just a body still and warm, watching quiet take its form. Amber hours, stay a while, leave me somewhere in between the miles. I don't fight it, I don't force it, I just breathe through amber hour, yeah, yeah. Amber hour, soft and slow, every little shadow moving gold. I don't need to understand it, I just live inside amber hour. Hangs still above the floor, like it settled here before. Old train humming far away, breaking through the fading day. Phone untouched beside the bed, too many words already said. Even silence feels complete, resting heavy in the heat. Clock hands barely seem to move, like they forgot what time should prove. Everything outside can wait while the room recalibrates. If tomorrow wants my name, it can call me just the same. I'm not hiding, not pretending, just somewhere the light is bending. Every second stretching thin, like the night can't quite begin, and the world slows down enough to almost feel like love. Amber hour, stay a while, leave me drifting in your patient style. I don't fight it, I don't force it, I just move through amber hour, yeah, yeah. Amber hour, dim and sweet, halfway dancing with the summer heat. I don't rush to understand it, I just stay inside amber hour. Soon the blue will take the sky and the day will close its eyes, but for now it hangs above, soft as unfinished love. So let the moment blur the edge, let it lean, don't make it land. Some things only stay alive when you never hold them tight. Amber hour, ooh, nothing ending, nothing loud, just the city breathing out, yeah. Amber hour. Tuesday came and quiet again. Bus stop shadows on the wall, laundry humming down the hall, coffee cooling by the sink. Morning didn't stop to think, no big weather rolling through. Nothing different, nothing new, same old jacket, same routine. Still the air felt strangely clean. Tuesday never asked too much, didn't need to interrupt, just arrived without a sound and slowly settled all around. No pressure hanging overhead, no dramatic words unsaid. Even traffic seemed to move like it finally found a groove. I kept waiting for the catch, some sharp turn or sudden crack, but the hours
outside the door. Co-workers laughing down the line like background singers, killing time. Phone stay quiet in my coat, no emergency to hold. Funny how the lack of noise can make small moments feel whole. I've had days that scream for meaning, pulled my thoughts in every way. This one barely touched my shoulder, still I remember it today. Because nothing tried too hard, no emotional fireworks, just a calm that stayed long enough to finally do its work. Maybe peace comes dressed as plain, without thunder, without change. Maybe healing looks like this, a day that doesn't resist. No revelation in the air, still I felt lighter standing there, like the world stopped asking me to constantly become. Tuesday never asked if I mattered or belonged, just held the shape of quiet long enough to carry on. Tuesday never asked for a story I could sell, still somehow that little day sat inside me well. Yeah, yeah. I used to overlook the soft days, searching hard for something bright, but the loud ones leave so quickly, like sparks dissolving in the night. Now I think the deeper moments rarely end up making noise. They just rest aside your breathing till your body trusts the choice. And somewhere between the errands and the fading afternoon, I stop feeling chased by time for an hour or two. Tuesday never asked nothing more than I could give, and maybe that's the reason why I still remember it. Tuesday never asked, still it stayed somehow, like a hand against my shoulder, without needing to reach out. Tuesday came and went, like a new night to disturb the room. Tuesday never asked, and I think I needed that. Tuesday came and went. Same air, same room, nothing asking to be noticed. Bus rolled past right on time, neighbors smoke beneath the sign, kitchen lights stay slightly dim, radio low, signal thin. I answer calls with half a voice, made small talk without a choice. Didn't feel inspired or lost, just another day being crossed. Nothing cinematic came, no surprise attached a name. Even dinner tasted plain, like comfort trying not to change, yeah. And somehow in the middle of it, without warning or intent, the quiet settled in my chest, like I knew exactly where it went. The day stayed quiet, no moment trying to shine, and maybe that's the reason it still circles in my mind. The day stayed quiet, nothing begged to last, still somehow it lingered longer than the loud ones from the past. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had nights that felt enormous, burned bright enough to leave a mark, but memory turns those into pieces, hard edges fading in the dark. This one barely raised its hand,
didn't need to take a stand, just sat low against the hours like rain absorbed into the ground. No revelation showed itself, no lesson waiting on a shelf. I just moved from room to room without resisting afternoon. And I think maybe that's the trick, nothing fighting to exist, leaves enough untouched inside for the smallest things to stick, like the sound of dishes drying, or the hallway painted gold, or how I didn't need distraction to keep the evening from growing old. The days stay quiet, still I feel it now. Not because it asked attention, but because it settled down. The days stay quiet, no climax to explain, just a softness that remained after everything else changed. Yeah, yeah. Maybe peace arrives unnoticed, without language, without signs. Not every meaningful moment needs to announce itself in time. Some days enter through the background and never really leave, like your body keeps a rhythm your thoughts forgot to keep. I went to sleep without conclusions, no dramatic shift inside. Still the morning felt a little lighter, like something heavy stepped aside. Maybe memory trusts the moments that don't force themselves to stay, the ones that simply sit beside you long after they drift away. The days stayed quiet, nothing special in the frame. Still somehow I carry pieces of a day without a name. The days stayed quiet, no reason left to prove, just a calm that kept returning long after I had moved. Yeah. Nothing major, nothing new, still here somehow. The days stay quiet, and maybe I did too. Yeah. Late crowd almost gone, kitchen lights humming low. Corner booth beside the glass, rain keeps sliding slow and fast. Waitress wipes the empty bar, looks at me but not too hard. Menu folded in my hand, like I came here with a plan. Truth is I just needed space, with a little human noise in place. Table for nobody tonight, still they set the silver right. Funny how a lonely room can feel gentle when it doesn't assume. No performance left to give, no pretending I'm out with it. Just me breathing in the steam of a half-lit evening scene. Phone face down beside the plate, nothing urgent, gonna wait for a while. I can't exist without needing to be missed. Table for nobody, but the night still let me in. Coffee cooling slowly while the city moved again. Table for nobody, and somehow that felt fine. Not every empty chair needs somebody by your side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Couple laughing near the door, old man sleeping by the sports score. Everybody passing through, different reasons, different moods. I stopped trying to decode why being alone felt cold. Maybe it was never that, maybe I just fought the facts. There's a peace in sitting still without needing to fulfill some perfect movie version of what a Friday night should feel. And the waitress asked once more, need anything? I almost said, yeah, maybe less noise in my head, but I just smiled instead. Outside taxis streaked in red, inside old soul records bled through the speakers, soft and warm, like comfort taking form. And for once I didn't rush to turn silence into touch. I just let the moment be small enough to breathe. A table for nobody, still the room held space for me. No grand revelation, just a quiet kind of ease. A table for nobody, but I wasn't incomplete. Some nights don't need company to feel beautifully deep, yeah. I used to think connection always had to speak out loud. Now I think it lives in smaller things, like not needing a crowd, like knowing the world keeps turning even when you disappear, and finding that a little distance can make your own voice clear. Maybe solitude ain't absence, maybe it's relief. Maybe peace arrives unnoticed between hunger and receipt. Table for nobody, last call in the air. Still I sat a little longer, like I belong there. Table for nobody, rain fading down the street, and for the first time in a while, my own company felt sweet. Yeah. Chair pushed back slow, tip left underneath the glass. Table for nobody, still one of the better nights I've had. Yeah. Typing bubble disappeared again. Yeah. Phone lit up at 2:13. Your name glowing soft and green. Still awake was all it said, but it pulled me out my head. Rain was sliding down the fire escape, city breathing under gray. I stared a little before I wrote, like time and changed the way to words. Somewhere between replies, something honest starts to rise. Not fast enough to call it love, too close to call it casual. Yeah, yeah. No promises in sight, no, where is this tonight? Just two people leaving space for silence to participate. Yeah, you send half a thought, I answer half awake. Still somehow the unfinished parts feel like the realest thing we make. Somewhere between replies, we built a little atmosphere. No dramatic declaration, still it felt like you were here. Somewhere between replies, late night glow and tired eyes. Funny how connection grows in the pauses we don't hide. Morning came without goodbye, just your message hours behind. Sorry, fell asleep again. I smiled harder than I should've then. Yeah, funny what the mind can do with tiny digital proof. A sentence barely 5 words long, you carry someone through a room. Yeah, and we never forced the pace, never rushed to name the shape. maybe labels close the air. Too early for things still becoming. So we stayed inside the drifter, almost in little hints, learning each other slowly through time and more than sentences. Some nights you disappear, then show back up sincere, like neither one of us needs constant proof to trust. No pressure to perform, no perfect rhythm form. Still every quiet check-in feels warmer than expected. Somewhere between replies, the feeling learned to breathe. Not loud enough to interrupt, just steady underneath. Somewhere between replies, screams fading into blue. I never knew how much a pause could start resembling truth. Yeah. Maybe modern love sounds softer than the movie said it would. Maybe it's less fireworks exploding, more someone checking if you're good. Maybe intimacy now lives in little glowing signs, a name appearing late at night at exactly the right time. And even when we leave each other waiting, it never feels severe, because the space between responses still somehow keeps you near. Somewhere between replies, no beginning, no clear end. Still the feeling kept unfolding like a song without a tense. Somewhere between replies, midnight resting in my room, and every small unfinished message left a little more of you. Yeah. Typing bubble, gone again. Still smiling at the screen. Somewhere between replies, something stayed alive in me. Yeah. 3 a.m. and somebody still awake below me. Floorboards creak beneath the dark. Fridge light hums through the apartment. Street lamp leaking through the blinds. Painting silver across the night. I should probably be asleep, but my thoughts won't loosen easy. So I pace from room to room, listening to the building breathe. Then I notice through the crack, underneath the stairwell black, a little line of amber glow from the apartment down below. Don't know their name, don't know their story. Still somehow it changes things, knowing someone else is awake with me. No conversation, no knock at the door, just another quiet soul ignoring sleep. And for a second the night feels less heavy on my chest. Lights still on downstairs, soft gold under the door. Funny how a little presence can settle a room you thought was yours. Lights still on downstairs, while the whole city fades, and somehow that tiny window glow makes me feel okay. Maybe they're reading in the kitchen, maybe washing coffee cups, maybe fighting off the same restless kind of midnight rush. Sometimes I hear footsteps pause, then move slowly down the hall, like they're carrying thoughts around, trying not to let them fall. And I never need to meet them, never need to know their face. There's comfort in anonymous lives, existing close within the same space. The world feels less enormous when another shadow moves inside the quiet architecture of these sleepless rooms. Oh, grand connection formed, no life suddenly transformed. Still the loneliness softens shape every time I see that frame. Tiny glowing square of light, holding steady through the night, like a silent hotel stayed in. Lights still on downstairs. No words exchanged at all. Still I think I sleep easier when I catch that glow below the wall. Yeah, yeah. Maybe people help each other in smaller ways than we expect. Not through speeches or grand gestures, but simple evidence they exist. A light left on too late, a chair dragged across the floor, a distant laugh through old apartment walls when you thought the night was yours alone. And eventually their window darkens, one soft click and it is gone. But somehow the calm remains long after they've moved on. Lights still on downstairs, morning almost in the sky. And for once the silence didn't feel like something I had to survive. Lights still on downstairs, fading with the dawn. Still the warmth of knowing someone stayed awake lingers on. Buildings settling into sleep, city turning pale blue. Lights still on downstairs, then finally not anymore. Yeah. Street lights coming on slow tonight. Train doors closed behind my back, city breathing through the cracks. Corner store still glowing blue, same old man buying the news. Crosswalk blinking out of time, taxi headlights dragging lines. I've walked this road so many nights, still it changes in this light. Not in a hurry to arrive, kinda letting the distance decide. Somewhere between leaving and home, feels more honest on my own. I don't need the night explained, don't need meaning in the rain. Just the sound of rubber tires and apartment window light. Half the world already sleeps, other half still chasing things. I'm just drifting in between, halfway home again, halfway home again. Not lost, not there yet, just moving with the city slow, like it knows where I should end. Halfway home again, nothing pulling at my hands. Every block feels soft tonight, like the world forgot its plans. Someone laughing from above, balcony spilling yellow buzz, window fan and TV glow. Tiny lives I'll never know. Phone stays quiet in my coat, no missed calls to interrupt. Funny how the silence feels more complete than being touched. I used to fill these walks with noise, songs and podcasts, restless thoughts. Now I kinda like the space where nothing's asking to be solved. Every step keeps loose time with the rhythm in my mind. No destination pressing hard, no performance after dark. Just the pavement and the air and the feeling I can spare. One more hour, not becoming anything for anyone. Halfway home again, somewhere soft between who I was all afternoon and whoever sleeps in me. Halfway home again, street lights washing gold, even lonely long after I need to. Not to reach another place, but to slowly pass through. All the pressure leaves in pieces somewhere after Avenue 3. By the time I reach my door, there's a lighter version of me. And the city never notices, never asks me where I've been. Still it holds me every night, like a quiet oldest friend. Halfway home again, breathing with the traffic load. Every passing little sound makes me feel a little known. Halfway home again, no dramatic end, just the comfort of becoming someone softer by the end. Yeah, halfway home again, still walking slow. Nobody rushing anywhere tonight. Yeah. Clock light glowing by the bed, blue and quiet, almost dead. Rain tapping lightly on the vent, like it forgot what falling meant. Shoes kicked somewhere near the door, keys still scattered on the floor. I said I cleaned the place today, but the evening got in the way. And honestly I let it, no guilt attached to resting. For once the world can spin without me trying to direct it. No deadlines in the room, no pressure dressed as truth. Just a little air to breathe, and enough space to loosen me. Phone face down, TV low, city dim behind the smoke. Everything can wait a while, nothing's leaving if I slow down. No urgency tonight, no need to optimize. I'm not chasing anything, and somehow that feels right. No urgency tonight, let the hours move how they like. Some days don't need a purpose to feel alive. Yeah, I used to fill the silence fast, like empty space would never last. Every second had to lead to something bigger than the scene. Now I kinda like the drift, the unfinished shape of it. Dinner late and dishes stacked, nothing polished, nothing tracked. Neighbor laughing through the wall, train line humming after dark. Tiny ordinary sounds holding this apartment down. And I don't need the night explained, don't need progress tied to pain. Maybe peace arrives much softer than I train myself to think. No dramatic healing here, no sudden clarity appears. Just my shoulders dropping slow, like they finally got the note. Outside taxi smear the rain, inside everything remains loose enough to finally fit the shape of how I actually live. No urgency tonight, street lights fading silver white. I let the minutes pass me by without turning them into a fight. No urgency tonight, no perfect use of time. Still somehow the quiet hours leave the deepest kind of light. Maybe exhaustion isn't always physical. Maybe it's the weight of constant motion, the feeling that every pause needs justification. But tonight nothing asks for proof. Not the rain, not the room, not the half-read book beside me, or the record spinning through. And somewhere between midnight and the refrigerator hum, I stopped feeling behind in life for the first time in months. No urgency tonight. Everything arriving slow, like the world softened its edges just enough to let me go. No urgency tonight. No destination in sight. Still I think I'll remember how easy breathing felt tonight. Nothing solved, nothing missing, no urgency tonight. And maybe that was all I needed. Yeah. Hear that? Radio barely holding the station. Balcony door half open wide. Summer air and passing lights. Plastic chair against the rail. Ashtray full, paint chip pale. Your hair moved with the traffic wind. Late night voices drifting in. Neither one of us said much. Still the silence stayed in touch. Radio singing through the static haze. Half the words just fell away. Funny how the missing parts still sounded honest in the dark. Nobody trying to impress, nobody reaching for the next. Just two shadows leaning still, letting midnight choose the field. No dramatic point to prove, nothing heavy left to move. Just enough sound in the air to remind us we were there. Static on the balcony, city glowing underneath. Signal breaking, voices blur, still somehow it all gets heard. Static on the balcony, nothing clear but everything deep. We let the noise turn into calm and stayed there till the night was gone. Yeah, yeah. Down below the taxis rolled like tire stories getting old. Neon flickered on and off, rain smell rising from the block. You laughed once then looked away, like the moment might break if we touched it with too much thought. So we let it stay unfocused. Phone screens dark beside the door. Neither cared to check before. For a while the world outside could spin without us deciding why. Maybe pieces sounding small, like a weak transmission call. Not loud enough to steal the room, just enough to drift through you. And maybe love looks more like this, shared air and unfinished sentences. No perfect line, no grand reveal, just a quiet thing that feels real. Static on the balcony, night unfolding patiently. Every broken little sound made the silence softer somehow. Nothing solved, nothing complete. Still I think about that air, like some part of me stayed there, yeah, yeah. Soon the station disappeared, only static left to hear. But we never turned it off, never needed something clear. There's a comfort in distortion when you stop demanding sense. Some nights don't need resolution to mean something in the end. So we stayed until the sky started fading out of blue. Neither saying don't go yet, like we both already knew. Static on the balcony, morning light beneath our feet. Signal gone, but something stayed floating in the afterway. Static on the balcony, no big ending, no release. Just two people letting time move radio still humming.